In this video, we're going to talk about how you can get XFOIL onto your personal computer. This video is part of a series on XFOIL designed to bring you from absolute beginner to subject matter expert. This, of course, is brought to you by The Science of Flight, a new brand here on YouTube dedicated to aerospace engineering, education, and software. Let's get to it. In this video, we're going to briefly discuss how you can get XFOIL onto your personal computer. So we're going to just kind of briefly cover the download and quote-unquote installation process to just get it on your computer. Now I say quote-unquote installation because you don't really have to install it on your computer. The way it works is that the source code of XFOIL has been compiled to work on a list of different systems. So if you go find the compiled version of the code for the system you're using, you just pretty much have to copy that file or files onto your computer and run it. There's no installation. This is actually really nice and handy. I know that when I was doing a lot of taking my aero courses in undergrad, I would actually have a copy of XFOIL on a flash drive, which made it really handy. I could just go plug in my flash drive, open it up, and start running XFOIL right away. I didn't have to go find the website, download files, or anything like that. I just had it right there real quick on my flash drive. It was real handy. So that might be a tip if you're wanting to try and do something like that. It was definitely a lot better than trying to wait for those slow school computers to download a file. So that's just kind of what I did. But let's talk about just generally how where you find the files, how do you put them on your computer, and what file or how do I actually get XFOIL to start running from those files. All right, so the first step is, of course, finding the file. So if you go to the XFOIL website, it's part of the mit.edu website. Honestly, if you just type in XFOIL in a Google search or XFOIL installation or download or anything like that, this website is likely to pop up. So if you just go to navigate to this website, scroll down would be the second part to find this software section. These links have all of the different compiled versions of the code. So it also has a lot of good notes about the different versions, what systems they work on. There's a note down there that tells you about what may or may not work for your system that you're using. So definitely read the notes, find what system what computer you're using. Now typically if you're just using a Windows computer, it's going to be the one I have right there pointed to on the right in that list. That's actually the one I'd have on my flash drive as well, because almost all of my school computers were Windows, so just having that on my flash drive meant on almost all of my computers I can run XFOIL off my flash drive. So if you're having Windows, that's going to be the one you're looking for. Usually you can right click save target as, or just click on it and your internet browser is probably going to ask you to either open it or save as. So you're going to want to just go ahead and download this file, or the file for the system you're using. Maybe you're using a Mac or something else. So go ahead and download the file you need for your system. Now for this Windows one, it's a zip file to save some space and stuff. So you're going to need to extract the file. A lot of times if you right click on the zip file, you'll see right there in the context menu something that says extract here or extract as, or just extract Maybe it's buried in one of the menus like a WinZip or something like that. So just kind of poke through that, right click on it and poke through that menu until you find a way to extract it. Make sure that you extract it to a location that you're going to remember. This is important because if you're wanting to do any inputting or outputting of data from XFOIL to a file, you know, if you're wanting to input or import an Airfoil from a file, you're going to need to drop the file into this folder, the extracted folder. Also, if you're wanting to save out folders or anything like that, you're going to need to go find them where they're saved in this folder. So don't bury it somewhere you're never going to remember where you put it. Make sure it's somewhere close, somewhere handy, so that you can still use the file input output functions of XFOIL. All right, so after you've downloaded the file, and if you needed to extract it to a known location, you can go ahead and open up that top level folder, and you will see in there, at least for the Windows, there's going to be an xfoil.exe. That's going to be the button you click, or the item that you run to start XFOIL. Now, if it's easier for you, that would also be the executable file that you would right click and create a shortcut on the desktop. If you're wanting to do that, and then you would have just a nice shortcut on the desktop that you can click open XFOIL. So that's the one that'll run it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. As I mentioned before, it's just a quick video showing you how to get XFOIL onto your personal computer, and it's a pretty easy process, right? Just finding the file, downloading the file onto your computer, and knowing which file in the folder to click on to get XFOIL to start running. Now, if you don't see what system you're using in this list, drop a comment below, and let's see if we can't get you a workaround. In the meantime, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment below. Now, in the next video, we're going to start looking at we're going to start doing some tutorials. So it should be some really good hands-on experience with the software. So make sure you get the software copied onto your computer, because we're going to start using it. In the meantime, on the next slide, click that link to the next video when it becomes live. And in the meantime, I will catch you in the next video.